You. Okay. All right, let's just start, let's start with the most important thing, our breathing. So turn your feet straight ahead if you can and find a comfortable seat. Feel your feet push down into the floor and start to lift up through the crown of your head, lift up through your heart, and you might close your eyes all the way or part way. Each inhale, feeling the length up through your spine. Each exhale, feeling your shoulders soften. So in all of our poses, we have steadiness and ease. And even when we're being still here, we have the steadiness of sitting up long through the spine, pushing our feet down subtly. And then our breath starts to bring ease. We can soften our shoulders, even though our spine is working a little bit. So start just taking a few more breaths here. Bring your palms together at your heart. And just notice all these subtle things as we breathe here. Each inhale, allow yourself to move more inward, letting things that could potentially distract you just start to fade into the background. Becoming more aware of our breath, more aware of our bodies. And as you sit here strong and long, notice if you can press into your right foot and then press into your left foot and try to press evenly. I know that may be challenging if you're not having that same sensation in one side than the other, but you're just trying to think about pressing evenly. Press your sitting pads down, lift up through your heart. One more deep inhale, lift up through the crown of your head. And then exhale, lower your arms down by your side and shrug your right shoulder up and lower it down. And then press into your left foot and shrug your left shoulder up and lower it down. I don't think I said hello, Beth, and hello, Susan, and hello, Michelle. I said hi to Cheryl and Tyler and Wendy, that I was in thinking mode. So good morning. Shrug one shoulder up. You might close your eyes as you're doing this and then shrug the other shoulder up. And then go ahead and, if you have blocks, grab your blocks and place one block between your feet, one block between your knees. Still feeling your feet press down, but now feel that other line of energy of squeezing in. We call that Samanavayu. So you're squeezing your big toe, your heel into the block. You're squeezing your knee block. Lift up through your heart, and you're in charge. So the more you try to squeeze your block, the more muscles you may potentially activate. But sometimes you don't want to over squeeze, so you don't want to lightly hold either. You're trying to find that middle path where you're squeezing, but not squeezing so intensely that you're like, oh my gosh, is this over? Which could still happen. Lift up through your heart. And now lower your right arm down and roll your right shoulder, or shrug it up by your ear, and then roll it forward, down, and then shrug it back, doing a full circle. Squeeze your elbow back, up, and around. So trying to move at your shoulder. If I could, I'd grab a hold of your shoulder and just move your shoulder joint. Your arms following loosely, yep, or however it wants to. One more deep inhale, forward, up, and down. And then push into your feet and scoop your right shoulder forward and up by your ear, and then roll it back and down. Deep inhale, shrugging forward and up. You might close your eyes. Notice you feel your shoulder, but as you draw your shoulder up by your ear, it kind of stretches your side. You might feel your side start to stretch open a little bit. And then rest your hands on your lap. Close your eyes part way or all the way. Reconnect with your breath. And observe your right and left side. So if you have a side that's affected, it already probably feels different. But also notice if it feels different in another way, or if you feel any sensations or changes. And then lower your left arm down by your side, and you're gonna scoop your shoulder back first, like I had you by the arm and I drew your arm back. Squeeze your shoulder blade, and then up by your ear, forward and down. Deep inhale, good job. You might close your eyes. As you rotate slowly, you'll feel all sorts of places, many muscles getting stretched and moved. One more up, back and around. And all those muscles really contract, especially in the winter. Now scoop forward and up, deep inhale, and exaggerate, rolling back and down. So sometimes we do both shoulders, but when I do one shoulder, I'm sometimes like, oh, wow, I can do a bigger range of motion when I'm focusing all of my attention on that one shoulder. Deep inhale, forward, up, back, and down. And then rest your hands on your lap, lift up through the crown of your head. Let's warm our necks up just a little bit. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, slowly look over your right shoulder, just till you feel a little bit of a stretch, and then inhale forward. Think of it in layers. Inhale, lifting up. So this first time you're just looking just a little bit, warming your neck up, feeling a subtle stretch. And then inhale, look forward, lift up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, look to your right. Try to keep your shoulders wide and maybe look just a smidgen more. Being curious, but not overdoing it. And then inhale, looking forward, lift up through your heart. Exhale, look to your left. And even though I'm saying look out of the corner of your eyes could be closed. Try to hold your shoulders straight ahead. Inhale forward, lift up through the crown of your head. Very good job moving slow. Really think about your shoulders being extra wide on this one. And as you exhale, try to hold them straight ahead. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Maybe look a touch more, but also concentrate on holding your left shoulder back. You could even push into your left foot. Being gentle but curious. This is just the warm up. Deep inhale, you'll have more opportunities to stretch your neck. Now look to your left, holding your shoulders straight ahead. Maybe look out of the corner of your eyes. Oh my goodness, I have to sneeze. Inhale forward, pardon me. That's why we're not together. And take a few deep breaths, let your shoulders relax down. I'm gonna wash my hands really fast, I'm sorry. Notice your neck, your shoulders, any changes. And then let's do a few cat-cows. Sorry, I didn't want to touch my blocks after I sneezed. I didn't do the proper elbow sneeze. I touched my hands. Okay, so inhale forward, push your feet down, and exhale, cat's breath. Move through your range of motion. Deep inhale, stretching your elbows back, your heart forward. Exhale, just gently rounding out. The earlier in the day that you move, the smaller range of motion. You want to give your body a little bit of time. And then go ahead and grab your strap and walk your feet out wide. You can just leave your blocks there in the middle of your feet. We'll come back to that in a little bit. I tried to study some new stuff for you. Oh, Shirley came in. Hi, Shirley. So just grab your strap. I'm putting mine in one big old loop and holding end to end. I'm not feeding it through. Mine's already got kind of a loop in it. And feel your feet really pushing down into the floor. You can even push your hands into your legs. And if you aren't feeling your legs a lot, you might bring your feet underneath you a little bit and see if that helps you. You're not getting up, but it should feel like if you were about to, you could feel yourself start to lift off just a little bit. And then grab your strap, push your feet down, take your hands out wide on your strap. And I don't know if you can see my wrist or not, but I've kind of got a bend in my wrist, like I'm just naturally letting my wrist bend. So sometimes our wrist does that. So let your wrist do that if it's doing that for this round. And then press your feet down, and as you inhale, reach your arms up over your head and pull your strap from end to end. So you're really pulling out wide, lift up through your heart, deep inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower down. If you don't have a strap, you can reach your arms up without your strap too. Deep inhale, or grab a kitchen towel or a bath towel, a tie. Deep inhale, lift up through your heart, good. Exhale, slowly lower down. Each inhale, feel the downward energy as your feet press down, and then inhale the upward energy, lift through the crown of your head, reach through your knuckles. Exhale down. Good. One more deep inhale, push down, reach up, stretch up. And exhale down. And just let your strap rest on your lap. You can bring your arms down by your side and do some independent shoulder rolls up and down. So when we're moving our strap up, we're working our trapezius, all those muscles in your upper back and shoulders. So they may start to tense, and this will just tell them, hey, it's okay. We got to work to hold up our spine, to hold ourselves up. But here, relax a little bit there. And take a few deep breaths. And then go ahead and grab your strap again the same way from end to end. Push your feet down. This time, see if you can make your wrist more straight. So this was my bent wrist, which is fine, but then I'm moving it more so my wrist is in line with my hand. So just a little bit more awareness. And when you do that, you may feel like you want to take your hands a little wider on the strap to give you a little more space. Adjust as you need to. And if they don't stay straight, that's no big deal, but that's really good for your wrist and your arm to have that awareness. So push down, inhale, reach up, and this time you'll sweep your arms back behind you and down. And to do that, you may have to take your hands way wider. Inhale, push down, reach up and over. You're going to mess up your hair. There goes my ponytail. And exhale, forward and down. We should just wear our pajamas and not comb our hair before our yoga. Up, back, and down. Good. Deep inhale, reaching up, forward, and down. One more. Up, back, and down. And one more. Up, forward, and down. Good. And then rest back for just a moment. And take some breaths. Notice any sensations, wow, in your shoulders, in your chest, your back. One more deep inhale. And then go ahead and sit forward, taking your feet out wide, walk your strap out again. Maybe not quite as far, maybe like the first time. And And I'll let you decide which wrist position. You might notice that though. And if you tend to break at your wrist, that's not a very good word, but I think that's what they would call it often, then you might work on trying to straighten it and keep that strength in your wrist and hands. And when I first started yoga, I remember lifting some pans. I was in my 30s and it would kind of hurt my wrist. And now that I'm aware of these things, if I pay attention and don't let my wrists break like that and use those muscles when I pick up my pan, sometimes it helps my wrist not hurt. Okay, push your feet down, reach up. So we're building strength, but also awareness. Push your feet down, try to bring your ears back over your shoulders and lift up through your heart. And don't go as far as you can, but start to reach over to your right. As you reach to the right, push your left foot down and look up, reach through your left arm. And then inhale, back up, push your feet down, move nice and slow, reach to your left, push your right foot down and reach up through your right knuckles. Good. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the right, push your left foot down, deep inhale. You might look up towards your left hand, feel you're reaching in both directions. Inhale, back up. Pull your strap in both directions. Push your right foot down more as you reach to the left. Oh, good. One more deep inhale. Notice your thinking mind. It may be like, what happened to her? It's almost Thanksgiving. I thought we should work a little harder. Push left, reach up left, pull right. One more deep inhale. And then reaching to the left, waking up those side bodies. Oh, push right, reach up. And then inhale back up and release your arms down. Set your strap aside. Rest back in your chair. Let your legs windshield wiper. And again, notice any sensations through your arms, your shoulders, your hands. And close your eyes either all the way or part way. Notice any sensations. And then you could, if you're in a chair with arms, you can stay right here and walk your right leg all as far to the right as it'll go. Stretch your left leg out as much as you can. If you don't have arms on your chair, you could turn your foot farther to the right, and you might want to put your foot up on a block. And as it gets cooler, you may notice your range of motion is smaller. So that's normal. Your muscles are contracting. Really honor your body. Don't force any shapes or positions. Our body changes and we want to honor that. So bring your hands to your right leg wherever it is and push your foot into the floor, the pedal, your block, whatever you're on. Push down. And this is really subtle. But imagine you had a string right above your foot and you're drawing up the arch of your foot. And you may feel your foot muscles work a little differently there or not work. Mine didn't work there for a long time. You might feel your leg work a little different. Just send the message trying to do it. And then keep your right hand on your leg. You can keep your left foot on the floor or stretch it out. If it's stretched out on the floor, you might try to turn your big toe inward and push into the pinky toe side of that foot. That'll work your outer leg and underneath your leg a little bit. And then wherever your legs are, push down and reach your arms out to the side for warrior two. Lift up through your heart. You might turn your palms face up. And feel your feet pushing down as you start to reach your arms up over your head. You might look up, deep inhale. And then as you exhale, push your feet down and push your hands down like you're pushing your hips, everything down, down, down. Apanavayu, and then flip your palms up. Keep pushing your feet down and think about drawing up through the arches of your feet again. I know that sounds weird. Push down as you press down. I hope that someday you'll be like, oh, I feel that. It takes a while to feel that. That's a really subtle energy. One more, drawing up, pranavayu, reaching up. Now keep your right arm up and bring your left hand to your chair. Look at your right knee. It may be like doing all kinds of crazy things. It may be swinging out or in. Try to aim your knee at your foot and keep pushing into your right foot. Reach up, deep inhale, and then reach back. Reverse warrior. You could look up. When it's a change of season, sometimes it's nice to look down at your left foot. It can help you feel grounded. Good. Keep pushing your feet down. Deep inhale. And then bring your right hand to the inside of your leg. Rotate your left ribs open. Push both feet down and reach your left arm up. Deep inhale, reach up, up, up. Feel the energy, the down energy, trying to push your left foot down. And the up energy, drawing through the arch of your foot all the way up to your left fingertips. You might reach over, but as you reach over, keep pushing your right arm and leg, rotating your left ribs open. Good. Deep inhale, you can look up, or again, sometimes I like to keep an eye on my right knee here so it's aimed at my foot. One more deep inhale, push into your feet, come back to warrior two. Look over your right hand, peaceful warrior two, and release. Rest back in your chair for a moment. So your right leg was doing one thing, your left leg was doing something else. Maybe give yourself a little leg love, a leg massage. And then close your eyes part way or all the way and just notice. One leg was doing one action, the other leg was doing something different. Feel, even though you may already have a difference in sensation, notice if there's any other changes. And one more ginormous inhale here. And then we'll shift forward for warrior two on the other side. So if you're in your chair with arms, bring your left foot as far to the edge of the left side as you can, and your right leg will come over as far as it will and stretch out as much as it can. Without your arm on your chair, you might swing your leg over, and in that case, maybe putting your foot up on a block or a stool. Even though my foot touches the floor here, it pinches my leg. And then I don't want to push as hard because it hurts. So you got to find that place. If your right leg is stretched out, you might turn your big toes inward towards you. And when you push into the pinky toe side of that foot, it activates the muscles on the outside here. So you may go, oh, they're cramping. You might feel them wake up. And it lifts and stretches the inside of your leg there. Press your feet down and reach your arms out to the side. Oh, bring your hands to your left leg, sorry, and push your left foot down. Push, 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 just to try to send that signal. Even if you can't feel it, you're sending the signal trying to push down. And then the even more challenging signal for everyone is that drawing up through the arch of your foot. So I put a pretend string over the arch at the top of my foot and pull up sometimes just to see if I can wake that action up. And then now bring your arms out to your sides. Deep inhale, warrior two, pushing your feet down. As you take a deep inhale and exhale, push down as you press down. Keep pressing both feet down. Don't forget to press to the pinky toe side of your right foot as you inhale, reaching up. You might look up, deep inhale, stretch up long. Good. And then exhale, press down as you press down. Keep pressing down and inhale, reach up, deep inhale. You might look up, stretch up, and exhale, press down. Good. I was going to say, Shirley looked stuck, but it was stuck in a really pretty picture. One more deep inhale. Usually when I get stuck, I am like opening my mouth, doing something weird. And now keep your left arm up and bring your right arm down. So when we're focused on our arms, we lose that awareness in our feet and our legs. So check in, push your left foot towards the floor. Make sure your knees aimed at your left foot, and then inhale, reach up, reverse warrior. Notice what it feels like to look up. Deep inhale, feel sensation from your hip to your armpit. Notice what it feels like to gaze down towards your right foot. So there's usually no right or wrong in yoga. We're always exploring. Deep inhale. Now bring your left hand to the inside of your leg. Rotate your right ribs open. Push into the pinky toe side of your right foot. Reach up. Deep inhale. Reach up, up, up. Notice where you feel sensation there, and then reach over. As you reach over, if you're tired, your body will be like, oh. But push down. Try to keep reaching up. Deep inhale. And then press down. Inhale back to warrior two. Gaze over your left hand. And release. Rest back in your chair. Take some deep breaths and observe. So a lot of times when we're setting up a pose or when we're holding a pose, we're in a lot of the steadiness or firmness. And I think most of us tend to get more into that. And you can even hear it in my voice when I'm teaching. I start getting more up there and I start talking more firmly. And one thing I want you to think about as you're holding poses is we want that firmness, but also starting to find the ease with your breath, the ease in not doing it things absolutely perfect, the ease with working where we are today. So always looking for the ease. There shouldn't be too much effort. We want to find that balance. And one more deep inhale. And then go ahead and sit up nice and strong. And scooch towards the front of your chair. Don't scooch too far to the edge, but pretty far forward as far as you feel comfortable. And then stretch your legs out on your pedals or the floor as much as you can. Maybe not all the way straight, but I've got still a pretty big bend in mine. And we're gonna walk our hips. So you're gonna walk your hips back towards the back of your chair, moving your legs just to get our legs and hips moving in a different way. Go back as far as you can. My feet are starting to not touch the floor. I'm on my tiptoes now. And then start to walk back. Good. I was studying adaptive yoga this morning. She did everything on the floor. Oops, I forgot my legs aren't straight. So I was practicing this on the floor. And I thought, I'm going to do the same stuff in the chair because I think it felt really good to me and I was hoping it would feel good to you. So walk back again, yep. And then again, walking forward. And then go ahead and grab your strap. And bring your strap to the ball of your right foot. I hope your legs are feeling warmer. Mine are. It may depend on your room, but even if they feel warmer, reach back and just rub the back of your knee and the back of your leg a little bit more. And then bring your hands to your strap. Push your left foot down. Make sure you're not locking your right knee. Put a little bend in it and push your right heel to the floor as you sit up long through your spine. Try to shift your shoulders back over your hips, your ears over your shoulders. And just take a few breaths here, pushing your right heel down as you sit up long through the spine. Notice if you feel sensation. For me, I already feel sensation up the back of my leg up through my spine. It should be interesting. It feels like a lot of work. So each time you inhale, feel your sitting pads, your left foot and your right heel pushing down as you lengthen through the spine, and then each exhale start to hinge out and forward, but keep the length in your spine and try to keep pushing your right heel down. Each inhale, back up, re-lengthen your spine. Each exhale, reach out and forward. The pushing your heel down is going to keep those muscles awakened while we're stretching them. And when it's cold out, that's kind of a good rule of thumb to have your muscles active while you're stretching them, and that'll help them be more aware and supporting your joints. Now, sit up nice and strong and bring your strap to your left hand. Bring your right hand to your low back. Your foot's still on the floor. Push your right foot down, push your left foot down as you sit up long. And exhale, rotate over your right shoulder. Very good. It makes me so happy to see your spines grow long. So keep feeling your sitting pads push down, lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, rotate over your right shoulder. One more deep inhale. And then slowly release. Rest back in your chair. Rotate your right ankle in one direction. And then try to rotate your ankle in the other direction. And again, you might close your eyes, observe. Observe both feet. If you don't have socks on, you could even see a change in the coloration of your feet because the circulation. But even if you have your socks on, you may feel that difference. And then go ahead and shift forward and bring your strap to the ball of your left foot. Make sure you're not locking your knee. And reach back and again massage the back of your left leg. Any place the back of your leg feels tight or cold. This is always a good time to massage it. And then draw your toes back with your strap. Keep checking in, you're not locking your knee, and push your heel down as you lift up long through your spine. And just close your eyes part way or all the way and notice what happens when you push your heel down. Feel both sitting pads down and lift up through the crown of your head, lift up through your heart. With this cool down, that may already be like, wow, there's a lot of interesting things happening. If you want more stretch, reach out and forward, but be really aware of that moment when your upper back starts to go strong. Happens to everybody. And then push down, try to keep your shoulders drawn back, your ears over your shoulders. And my teacher would say, lead with your heart. So move your heart forward. We'll keep your spine nice and long. So notice where you feel sensation here. One more inhale, lengthening. Exhale, reaching out and forward. Pushing your heel. And then sit back up and hold the strap in your right hand. Bring your left hand to your low back. Push your all of your right foot down and then the heel of your left foot. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Deep inhale. And then as you exhale, rotate over your left shoulder. Keep feeling your foot press down. Inhale the crown of your head up. Exhale, gently rotating. One more deep inhale. And then slowly unwind. You can take your strap off. Rest back in your chair. Let your legs windshield, or let your left ankle try to rotate. And then try to rotate it in the other direction. And take some deep inhales and exhales. So that rotation, anytime we do rotations, you'll hear other teachers call them twists. Oh, but our spines are so, I love our spine, and twist seems mean or not a hemsick. So rotation, our spine's rotating, those joints are rotating. One more deep inhale. And then go ahead and sit forward again and bring your blocks back between your feet. If you don't have blocks, no big deal. Just bring your feet together, whether they're on your blocks or your pedals. Let your knees open to the sides. Sit up long through your spine. Take some deep inhales. Bring your finger behind your knee and hug your legs. Squeeze your calf towards your hamstring. It's a really subtle movement, and you may think, when I learned this 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, that's weird. I don't think I can do that, but I just kept sending the message and it started working a little bit better. So remember that, squeeze your calf towards your hamstring, and that lifts your legs a little bit in a really good way that supports our knees and hips. And then you can hold your calves. You could hinge farther forward, but lifting up through your spine wherever you are. Make sure you're stable and safe. So once you grab a hold of your ankles or your legs, squeeze your calf towards your hamstrings and hug your legs up into your arms, and simultaneously push your legs away. And you're trying to find that middle path where your legs are hugging up, but you're pushing them away with that same amount of effort, where they kind of get stuck in a good way. Lift up through your heart, nice wide shoulders. This should feel like, is this really yoga? This feels more not as easy as yoga should be. One more deep inhale. It is, I promise. And release. The other place, so I was focusing on my legs, but I could really feel my chest muscles work there, which is one reason why I'm going to do your neck and shoulder stuff last, after we've kind of worked these muscles too. Now bring your hands under your legs, and I'm pushing my feet down into the blocks. And when I push my feet down, my knees are moving towards the floor. And it's not really, my knees are physically moving, but it's not them that are working or stretching, it's your hips. So feel that action of pushing your legs down, and push your hands up into your legs. Lift up through your heart, push your legs down towards the floor as you push your hands up into your legs. Deep inhale, nice long spine. Yep, and make sure I try not to push at my knee joint. I like to push kind of where my hands between my calf and my leg, under my knee there. But if I can't reach a little higher on my leg, is fine too. One more deep inhale, pushing down as you lift up. Nice wide shoulders, a lot of work here too. And release. And then set your blocks to the side, or actually leave your block there, pardon me. Rest back in your chair for a minute. So I wanted to give you all some new stuff. And this, well, most everything we do is good for digestion, but I thought I should do a little more digestive stuff since it's going to be Thanksgiving, right? So anytime you're trying to relieve your digestion, you want to start with your right side, because your your ascending colon goes up on the right side, across, and then down. So I probably look the opposite of you right now, but when the video shows later, I think it'll be the same side, we'll see. But if you're listening to this later or watching it now, I want you to bring your hands to your lower right. So this is my lower right. You may look the opposite of me, yeah. And then slide your hands up the right, and then across your transverse colon, and then down your descending colon. So This was totally not planned, but if you get a tummy ache, if I don't see you tomorrow, if you get a tummy ache on Thanksgiving, you could just simply lay back and massage. This is even good when you're feeling stress. So you want to start with your right side when we're talking about digestion, which is why I always start on the right side. So bring your right knee up and keep your left leg out to the side. So your right foot is on your block and your left foot can be on your block too, or they can just be together with your left leg open and your right leg. And then bring your hands to the front of your right leg and start to sit up long. So you could be right here holding the front of your right leg, trying to use that as a handle to help you lift up. You could even, if you want more stretch, and Tyler, you're on the floor, you could slide your foot. My chair is a little high, but you could bring your foot to your chair, or if you're on your floor, bring your foot closer into you, but it can be farther away as well. Lift up long through your spine and then rotate to your right. Deep inhale and then inhale forward. So you could stay here. If your leg is up higher, you could bring your hand underneath your leg and hug it in. Lift up long through your spine and rotate over your right shoulder. Deep inhale, lift to the crown of your head. And then exhale, slowly unwind. Lay back, hug your right leg in a little closer if you weren't. And then lower your right leg down. Let your knees open back up and observe. Deep inhales and exhales. And as I change things or add things, sometimes things that you love or things that were helping you may get set on the shelf for a while. So if that's happening, make sure you let me know, because I'm trying to change what we're doing for our brains to mix it up for our bodies. And I also change for the seasons, but if there's something really, really helping you, we don't want to forget it. Now, take a few breaths. Notice your right and left legs, your right and left hips, your right and left low back. Feel your abdominal muscles, your ribs, your chest expand. And you could potentially feel a difference in the right and left side of your spine. And then go ahead and start to sit forward. And as you sit forward, just sit long with your knees wide again for a moment and notice if you feel a difference in your spine there. So your left side may be a different story. You could keep your feet on blocks and turn your left leg up. So as you're hugging your left leg in, that's going to massage your descending colon. And your right leg's just resting open. Bring the hands to the front of your left leg. Push your foot down. Feel your sitting pads press down and lift up long through the spine. So you could be here. If you want, you could try to bring your foot. You might need to scooch back in your chair. Sorry, that's kind of a late cue. But you could bring your foot up higher. If your foot's on the chair, try to push your sitting pads down wherever you are and hug your leg towards your abdominal muscles, trying to keep your spine long. So you could stay there and you can rotate from here. So you don't have to slide your arm under. I don't know if you can see me, but you can lift up and rotate. If you want a bigger rotation, you can bring your right hand under your leg. You can bring it in front of your leg, but don't let that round you. So when your hand's behind your leg, sometimes that'll help you sit up longer, which your spine link's the most important thing, and then rotate to your left. One more deep inhale wherever you are. Lengthen your spine, lift to the crown of your head. Exhale, rotate a touch more. And slowly unwind. Rest back in your chair. Do the Charleston. You can go ahead and set your blocks aside. And bring your feet more to hips width so they're straight again. And then stay laid back in your chair, but stretch your left leg out and kind of scooch forward in your chair a little more, and then lay back. So you're kind of reclining back. And then move your right leg over to the right as far as your chair will let you go, even if you don't have arms. Depending on your chair, you'll only want to go so far. And then stretch your left leg out towards straight. You might, if you want to try, push your foot towards the floor and turn your big toes in, just like we did in Warrior 2. And then you're laying back on your chair. Reach your left arm up, laying back, and stretch from your left foot. If you can, push your left foot down, reach up. You might look up towards your left hand. And you can start to bring your right hand to your chair, and you can start to reach over to your right, but use your right arm to keep you from collapsing. So gravity will go, use your right arm to help you keep reaching up. Reach from your left foot all the way up to your left hands. Deep inhale. And then slowly release. Scooch back up in your chair so you don't slide out. Take some deep breaths. So that one is in, I don't know if you all have the book, but my Thursday class at Bob, and maybe the class gave me a Yoga for MS book. And I get that from there. And that's their variation of triangle pose. The one way we could have made it better, and we did this at the church, is instead of being right on your chair, if you had another chair, you could reach over farther. So I didn't tell you to have another chair handy, but that might be something we start adding on as we move through the winter. So real briefly, close your eyes and notice the right and left side of your body. Your left side was stretched out in a way that we don't always move or stretch. So notice if you feel the difference. One more deep inhale. That was our variation of triangle pose. And then start to scoot your hips forward again. Make sure you're not so far forward that you slide out. Lay back in your chair, and your left hand will come to the side. If you have something farther to the side, you can bring your arm over there too. Your left foot will be planted on the floor over to the left as far as it feels okay for your leg with your chair. And your right leg, you can stretch out a little bit or as much as you can, maybe turning your toes inward. That's just going to get a subtle other little place. And then push your feet down, reach your right arm up, deep inhale. Try to stretch from your right foot all the way up to your right armpit. You might look up, deep inhale. You can reach over, but keep using your left arm to support you. So you're reaching over, but you're not allowing yourself to collapse completely. You're supporting with your left arm. One more deep inhale from your right foot all the way up to your right fingertips. Ginormous breath. And then slowly release. Scooch back in your chair so you don't slide out. And take some deep breaths there. And then let's go ahead and grab your blocks one more time for some shoulder stretches. So one block between your feet, one between your knees, and this will also help our body find alignment, more neutral again after we've been stretching catawonkus from one side to the other. Squeeze your foot block, your knee block, sit up nice and long, trying to feel symmetrical. We've all got things that are pulling our body from one side to the other, and it changes. So trying to feel symmetry as you push your feet down, push your hips down. Start to lift up through your heart. Deep inhale. And if it's okay for your right shoulder, make a gentle fist and tuck your right arm behind you. The farther you snuggle it over, the more you'll feel through down, even into your bicep. It shouldn't hurt, but you may feel that. Lift up long through your spine. You can push your left hand into your leg and exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Each inhale, feel your abdominal muscles, your ribs, your chest expand. Exhale, maybe looking out of the corner of your eyes. Keep gently pressing your right arm into your back. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, very slowly rotate forward. Try to shift your ears back over your shoulders. Deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly let your left ear lower towards your left shoulder. The slower you go, the more you'll notice. Like I just felt myself start to lean a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. It was so subtle, I barely caught it because I was talking. But I'm going to push into my right foot and my right hip. And I don't know if you can see it. It's subtle, but I am leaning a little bit. No big deal, just becoming aware of these really small movements. Deep inhale. Exhale, gaze down towards your left armpit. Feel your abdominal muscles, your ribs, your chest and shoulder expand. Notice the differences. Notice when your head's moving that direction. Did you lean again? I did. Push into your right foot, your right hip. And then slowly rotate your ear back towards your shoulder. And maybe make those little circles with your nose. Deep inhale, really slowly in one direction. Deep inhale as you exhale, move in the other direction. And bring your left hand to the side of your head. Slowly guide your head up. Unwind your shoulder, do some big shoulder rolls. You can rest back for just a moment or just rest where you are for a moment. Wherever you are, notice your right and left shoulders, your hands. I'm feeling a difference in my right hand and my left. Your arms. But even take a brief glance to the side of your neck into your jaw and face. It took me a really long time to notice that difference up in my face. So you may not notice, but just look there occasionally. Those muscles are all connected. One more deep inhale. And if it's okay for your left shoulder, make a gentle fist and tuck your left arm behind you. Keep pushing your feet down, sit up nice and strong. We may be cooling down a little bit. If you're feeling cool, remember, you can always engage your ujjayi or your warming breath. Exhale, looking over your right shoulder. It'll help keep you focused. And it's that ocean sounding breath in and out through your nose. Deep inhale, sitting strong and long. Feel your feet press down. Exhale, maybe looking out of the corner of your eyes, but being gentle. Gently pressing your left arm into your back. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly rotate your head forward. My head's kind of jutting forward a little. See if you can draw your chin back. Lift up through your heart. Lift through the crown of your head. And exhale, slowly let your right ear lower down. If you close your eyes, as you lower down, you might sense that moment when you start to lean. And it's really subtle. Nobody's leaning a lot. I might not even see if you're leaning. Just to check in, if you're leaning, push into your left foot, your left hip. Lean your head to the right, though, if you're not. There you go. And your left arm's behind you. Right ear leaning towards your right shoulder, unless you did the other side and I didn't see you. One more deep inhale, sitting strong and long. Now gaze down towards your right armpit. Feel your abdominal muscles, your ribs, your chest expand. If your video isn't jiving with what you're seeing with me, if I'm not mirroring you and you're getting confused, it may be on your end. I think you can put your video on mirror or not mirror. So I've got that option, but so do you. So if that's something that's confusing you, I can help you. You may just be going with the flow. Some people are doing that, which is fine too. Now roll your ear back towards your shoulder. Take a few breaths here. Rotate your nose in one direction. Deep inhale slowly, mindfully. In the other direction. And then bring your right hand to your head. Guide your head back up. Unwind your shoulder. Do some big shoulder rolls. You can set your block aside and do any spontaneous movements that feel good to you. Maybe a few hip circles one way. Maybe a sigh out through your mouth. And when you're ready, you could rest back in your chair. You could rest back with your block behind you just to keep our chest and shoulders open. But you could also rest back with your feet on your blocks and your knees open. And then on rainy days, this is a nice thing to do, especially if you've got a recliner or chair, something that supports underneath your knees as they're resting open. Feels really great. And can send your hips a signal that they can relax. Now, your hands you could put face down on your lap. Make sure you're not pushing on your knees. And each inhale, feel your breath flowing in. And each exhale, allow your hips to rest, your legs to rest. Let your back, shoulders. Just notice any changes, any sensations. Check in with the muscles of your face and jaw and see if you can keep your teeth separated. Your lips are gently sealed, but your face muscles are starting to relax and soften. And the mind will drift. And that's what these few moments are about. When the mind drifts, harness your mind with your breath and your body. Where can I soften? Maybe it's the muscles around your eye sockets. Begin to deepen your breathing. And bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand over your left hand. And take a moment and think of one thing or one person or group of persons or things that you could find gratitude for in this very moment. And then send some good energy out to someone or a group of someones that might need these practices today. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself and being here. Namaste. I'll come unmute you. And we can talk, if you really like meeting on Tuesday mornings and you want to keep doing it, I'm willing to, I'm going to